Thank you, Mommy.
You're welcome.
But as I said yesterday, when that opportunity came about from WABC in New York to do terrestrial radio, as they call it, broadcast radio, I took it in a second. Not because I was unhappy with what I was doing, because it's something exciting. It's something old that's new again, a new challenge, a situation where maybe I can get a little bit of redemption. I have no qualms or apologies for what I've done or said in the past. It's just one of those things where that sticks with you, and that was pretty much it. So when I got the opportunity from WABC, I took it. I did my first show Sunday. It was, from what I'm seeing, very well received. The broadcast ratings numbers don't come out that quickly. But if the digital indication is anything, then I'm certain that the over-the-air ratings will be stellar. This was a knocked out of the ballpark show. Here it is. I'll just read it to you, the press release that has gone to the media. Red Apple Audio Networks, this is the syndication company that is owned by the owner of WABC, and they have 388 stations nationwide. The networks moves quickly to respond to market demand for the syndication of the Anthony Cumia Show. It's been less than 48 hours. I did the show Sunday night from 8 to 10. Syndication now. The Anthony Cumia Show will be syndicated show. I was stunned. These things usually take a little time, but within under 48 hours, it's got to be some kind of a record. They're moving at lightning speed to syndicate the Anthony Cumia Show in response to demand from radio stations across the country. Cumia's triumphant return to radio on 77 WABC last Sunday, 8 to 10 Eastern Time, sparked a flurry of inquiries about syndication from these various stations that are on the network. Digital statistics from the show's debut demonstrated the popularity of Anthony Cumia with listeners. Streaming figures skyrocketed 236% over the previous Sunday. So that's pretty good. 236%. The podcast download shot up 67%. WABC radio app usage went through the roof at a phenomenal 96.7% over the previous show last Sunday. The website traffic rose 82%. 77 WABC tweets around the show premiere generated 340,000 listener interactions. So I guess they saw that, and a lot of the other stations on the network were like, well, what the fuck are we doing? Let's get this idiot on our station. And then there's a little quote from me. I missed radio. And I'm thrilled at the interest from radio stations nationwide, said Cumia. Radio is a great way to engage with the audience. And now that Red Apple Audio Networks is taking the show national, I can't wait to connect with listeners in other markets. It's my quote. That's how I read my quotes. Radio clearly wants Anthony Cumia. Do they? As dozens of inquiries came in asking about syndication, said Chad Lopez, president of Red Apple Media and president of 77 WABC Radio. We shifted into high gear and moved quickly. One of our advantages at Red Apple Media is that we can swiftly pivot to meet market demands. Don't you love corporate jargon? We could pivot to meet market demands. All right. And then, the little bio. Cumia has a long history on radio beginning in 1994 with one half of the Opie and Anthony show. And I do enjoy that the press release says Opie and Anthony in it. Not for any reason you might think. Many, many years ago, when you signed up for a Google, your Google address, Google email, whatever it is, you could sign up for, if there's a press release, if there's a news story with someone's name in it, you can put that in and you'll get alerts. You'll get alerts as to the release. And I know I've always had Opie and Anthony in my alerts. I see it all the time, especially now. It's in there. I'll hit it and go, Opie, Anthony is from the Opie and Anthony show is over at WABC Radio. Someone else also has that in their alerts, so they get every single press release. And the ones of late are probably not the ones he wants to see. Half of the Opie and Anthony show first on WBAB on Long Island. Boo, boo, boo. WBAB on Long Island. WAF in Boston, eventually landing on WNEW in New York City, where the duo hosted Afternoon Drive and went into syndication around the country. Remember? Syndication Now? Syndication Now. Syndication Now. And then they finally syndicated us to like Boston and Philly, D.C., Cleveland, Detroit, Chicago, L.A., Colorado somewhere. We were syndicated to a few markets. It was good. It was great. Then we, got fired. And by 2024, the show moved to subscription-based XM satellite radio, now Sirius XM. And in 2014, Cumia launched the Anthony Cumia Show online. So that's the news. That's the big news today that I was not really aware. It was being torpedoed, fired like a torpedo out of the WABC submarine. This is insane. I mean, this is something that's, I certainly didn't expect it. Sunday night, 8 o'clock on AM radio. That's how I see it. Yeah. And it's a great opportunity. And I expected it to be a foot in the door or a stepping stone that will lead to other really good things for me, my career, for radio in general, fans. I just thought a little longer than 48 hours. Silly me. I assumed maybe that would be in more, maybe weeks, not hours before that opportunity, that small opportunity, that nothing burger, as the Opster put it, would pay off and turn into something else, the next step, the wider audience, the bigger story, the bigger show. And here it is. Anthony Cumia Show will be syndicated nationwide. Another nothing burger. Another show to snipe and talk shit about. If that's what you want to do, that's fine. But I will assure you, I am very, very happy with the way things have gone in just the short few weeks that this went from an inception, the suggestion of me doing this, and reading that I am now going to be syndicated nationwide. So, strange things, man. Strange world we live in. Just the absolute not knowing where your future will take you, what you're going to be doing, and again, I want to thank the people at ABC and the faith they had, the courage they have to put me on the air with so many, so much baggage, I guess. But I stuck to my guns, unapologetic, and just did what I know how to do. I came on here and did this show for 11 years after my firing, not expecting to even get a second glance from the traditional terrestrial radio. And what I'm seeing is that I think what's going on in the radio business is kind of comparable to what we see in this country. It got ridiculous for too long, the radio business. The firing of very talented people, the hiring at unbelievable numbers of people that aren't broadcasters. They're not good at doing it. And the muzzle that was put on anybody that was a bit controversial or wanted to do a personality-driven show that wasn't just like everything else. And that had kind of taken over the terrestrial radio landscape for quite some time. And they've seen the results of that, a dwindling audience, lower revenue, and people looking at radio like it's this thing of the past that shouldn't be on the roads anymore. A horse and buggy when you drive by in the old Model T and go, get that confounded beast off of our roads. So it seems maybe, I'm not counting any chickens or I'm not speculating any further than this. It's only been 48 hours. But I have given this some thought even before I had this gig. Everything goes in ebbs and flows, and, things come back, things go away. And I think radio and other entertainment too is starting to look and go, I think we need to bring back entertainment, spontaneity, stuff that isn't just this nothingness, this bland nothingness that's just filling time on a whiteboard somewhere. What show is this? Don't know, don't care, but it's on for 2 hours in the mornings on Wednesday. You're like, oh, okay. Well, what do they do? Don't even know, don't care. They read the liners, they play the commercials, they say what we want them to say, and they don't say what we don't want them to say. And it just, to me, is no one wants to hear that. They want to hear something with a little life to it, maybe some levity, maybe some seriousness. Just something that sounds like a real fucking person talking through the radio. So who knows? My hope is that because I was part of the radio landscape, the shock jock, the controversy, part of that thing that I think had something to do with the destruction of controversial talk radio, I would be honored if I could have anything to do, even a small part, of bringing that back to traditional broadcast radio. So, through the smarts of WABC, they saw it. They know me. Know what I do for a living. I'm talking about shock jocking. I'm talking about working for a living. But they know I know how to get an audience. I am not a back patter on myself. I never talk myself up in this grandiose thing. But I think I'd be hard pressed to deny, even though it's me, that I know how to get listeners and I know how to hold on to an audience. And I think I speak very plainly and clearly as normal people speak. That's all I've ever known how to do, even back in the NEW days with O&A. I come from a blue-collar construction background. I drink, and I used to smoke weed, and I liked having sex with girls, and regular guy things. So I think that helped me over the course of the years to stay connected to an audience, regardless of what I was doing, or even when I wasn't doing anything, when we were sitting out during NEW, and in the time after I got fired from SiriusXM, staying connected was very important. And that doesn't change. That doesn't change with a job on broadcast radio, syndicated broadcast radio. I still will do a show that talks to everybody, that I can just carry on a conversation and not come off hokey or corny or above anybody, or talk in a way that, this is how a professional broadcaster is supposed to talk. Not insulting anyone's intelligence, maybe liberals and Democrats, but so it just, it's been an insane road that I still am at a point. I'm just like, all right, this is fucking crazy, but I'm all for it. I'm full speed ahead, onward and upward. And again, it sounds, I'll be corny right now by saying I couldn't have done it without you motherfuckers. The support I got forever. I mean, from throughout the O&A thing and the SiriusXM and Compound Media and Censored, and now with broadcast radio, the support I got from everybody, fans that have been around forever, people that had just found me through YouTube. There were people that go, I didn't know who you were. I just saw a post on YouTube, and I've been listening back to some of your stuff, and it's really fun. And all those people, they just have been great support and given me the opportunity to, let's see where this goes. And I do greatly appreciate it, people. Thank you. So, syndicated. 2 days. 2 fucking days. I can't.
Hit the follow button. Hit the like button.
Pardon me. Would you have any...
Fuck you, Doom.
But of course.
We are doomed. Doomed as a civilization.
There is no victor. There is only doom.